this episode of BuMpY's Beer Review, I have my friend John Nelly.
Okay.
John and Nelly, he's with me. And we're going back to 2016. Georgia Beer Reviews, that's his other part of his channel name,
Even
too.
though I haven't lived in Georgia for 3.5 years.
Yes. But he's over, he's visiting, and we're sharing beers. So there's going to be some reviews coming out on both of our channels of different beers. This is one that I had picked up and wanted to share with him from 2016. See that wax top. This comes from Garrison City Beerworks. They're out of Dover, New Hampshire. And this one is called Authenticity. It's a saison, but not only a saison, it's a bourbon barrel aged saison with Brettanomyces. It comes in at 7.6% ABV. There is a story on the back. It's not too long. Let's read it real quick. Authenticity does not have a set path. Rather, it is the change of course that shines a light on one's direction. This past year has brought many peaks and valleys, ebbs and flows. More of these lie ahead, and we will go forth with as much vigor and totality as when we began this journey. This beer is in constant transition. A French saison aged in bourbon barrels, seasoned with Brettanomyces and bottle conditioned with wine yeast. Glad I read it. Savor this now or save to cellar, allowing new flavors to flourish. So
wine yeast and bourbon barrel aged.
yes.
I don't think I've ever had a beer like this before.
$24 was the price. Let's go ahead and hope this doesn't flow over the top.
Oh, you did pre...
I did pre-slice,
okay,
but I'm not. I mean, I kind of Freddy Kruegered it.
Yeah.
Try to find a good. Oh dang! No, that's not it. It's just all. It's so old that the wax has turned to
Dry.
it's dry. Yeah, it's all dry. Let's try not to get any
wax
in the beer. The good thing is it's not flowing out like a volcano right now. It did.
It does have a little head, though, in the glass there, you can see.
So, we'll pour it like a champagne bottle or a fine wine.
I'm liking what I'm seeing so far.
I don't know if it would build a head.
Go a little aggressive with it.
It's kind of
A little head, actually.
I'll pour mine a little more. Chug.
Lug.
All right, we can get you more because
Sure.
oh yeah, there's lots of aromas coming out of this.
I can smell it all the way from here.
There we go. Bottle gone, and that's the label art. So last you're gonna see it until maybe the end. So.
This one already smells better than the Hill Farmstead. To me, not because that one smelled bad, but this one's got more funk.
And it's
right
also
off the bat.
aged too.
And it's 2016, so
yeah,
that makes
so-
a huge difference. So I should probably shouldn't even compare. 2016 for 8 years.
The head is just this white little foam around the top. It is very cloudy. This one is.
Is Garrison City Beerworks still in business? I've never heard of them. Or
They-
is this beer
okay.
not even around anymore?
They are, I believe. The thing is that it was opened by.
Dover, New Hampshire.
I don't know the guy's name, but he did own a brew shop. He made me my first mini mash brew, like put together. It was a punk IPA. That's what kept me in brewing because I was doing all those ones that you just buy for like a Mr. Beer Kit type stuff, and yeah.
I had a little piece of wax at the top.
I'm sorry.
So just make sure you.
Yeah.
It was hard as a rock too, because
Yeah.
it's all dry. Make sure you don't swallow any of that down.
I think that went on super long there, so let's move in.
Yeah, it smells
Cheers.
really good.
Cheers to
cheers.
smelling. It's a lot of a lot of aromas coming out of this.
I'm getting a lot of kind of woodsy type notes.
Get like a peach or something.
A little bit of peach. You know what I think it is? I think it's from the bourbon barrel aging. I think it's like that sweet kind of, not caramel, but I think the fruit notes are caused from the yeast, the saison type yeast, the Brettanomyces,
and the wine yeast.
So when you pair that with the bourbon barrel, I think that creates kind of a fruity. I was going to say stone fruit like peach or nectarine.
Yeah, it's got kind of a Pezzy, like Pez candy type thing too.
Peach Pez. In the best possible way. I mean, it really smells good. Of course, the grapes too. Kind of get that with a lot of the the white wine, the grape type, the grape musk, the grape skin.
Mm-hmm.
Some of that kind of wet hay for me. I know you described like rotting wood or wet hay or.
Yeah, this one's got like a little bit more like a peppery, like a white pepper.
It's interesting. I wouldn't have said that, but now that you mention it, I could totally see that. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's very pleasant. I'm salivating here. Let's just
cheers.
It's a hot day today. It's good drinking weather. Cheers.
It's different on the palate.
Not as the carbonation has suffered since 2016. It's a little flat, but flavor-wise, very interesting.
I think it's kind of like watery though.
It is light. It is very light, but the bourbon barrel comes through.
Yeah.
But it's not. That's honestly one of the first things I picked up on. What was the ABV? 7.6. I don't know if you even mentioned that earlier. Yeah, 7.6% ABV. The barrel notes for me are coming through a lot. A lot of wood, kind of like a bourbon barrel type note. A little bit of that white grape, kind of musty type thing. Grape skin.
Kind of woody still, like you said. That
if it really popped with the carbonation, it would be like dynamite. Yeah. But it is flat.
there was no. It was really hard to try to generate a head.
Yeah, it is not bubbly and effervescent like it should be. It's got a lot of good flavor.
If it was, then that may have volcanoed out.
Yeah,
I've had old Brett beers before. That's what happened. I opened the top and it was just like, let me out. So, based off the aromas, I was like, damn, I should see if they have more bottles.
I am getting a lot. It's not bad at all, though. It's got a lot of the woody barrel notes. It's got that nice grape skin note. It's slightly tart. It's not as tart as the Arthur that we had.
It's kind of almost like a low side medium body to it. It's a little bit more hefty.
Yeah.
It still maybe it's because it's not carbonated.
Yeah.
Well, maybe that makes it feel heftier.
It feels higher alcohol. It is 7.6. The other beer we had was 6.5, but it still doesn't drink like a super high alcohol beer. But I feel like it's more detectable because there's no carbonation. Yeah. Just like if you're drinking like an actual spirit.
I'm not like getting the peachiness out of it either.
No, that does. Yeah, we picked that up on the aroma. It does kind of fall short on the palate with the stone fruit type notes.
Yeah, I'd say it's more earthy, woody.
Which is not a bad thing for this style. I feel like if this was if it had carbonation, this would be like a mid A range. But
if it was younger,
if I feel like maybe 4 years would have been like 2020 would have been a good year. I think 8 years is really pushing it for just about anything.
Yeah, even
like a bourbon county. Yeah. I've had some really old bourbon counties that have kind of lost some of their. After 4 or 5 years, you're really flipping a coin. And this one probably would have been better 4 years ago, and it still would have been 4 years old.
Yeah.
But yeah.
But I'm just gonna go ahead and put it where. So aroma wise, like if the aromas fall through, I was like, just off the aromas, I was ready to say this is excellent. After drinking, now this is the 2016 bottle, so don't shoot me. But I don't know. I'd say it's drinkable. It's
so on your. I would say that it's
in that like.
What's above drinkable for you? Average.
Good.
Good.
Which would be
I would say this is good. If I was rating it on my 0 to 100 scale, I would give it an 83. which is a low B. If it had carbonation, if it wasn't flat, I would give it probably an 89 to 91, like B plus to A minus. But it's flat because I like the oak, the bourbon. I love what they did with it. I love the wine yeast. I think that gave it a little extra musty type wine, grape must character.
Yeah.
And I like the bourbon barrel notes that I'm picking up on, but it's just so flat.
There is a strange bitterness to it, though. I think that's kind of thrown me off a little bit.
It could be like an astringency from the oak, from the
maybe.
barrel,
Yeah.
because it is very woody, and I can see how that.
There's something that hit the very back of my tongue, and that's why I'm kind of like it's drinkable as well.
Right.
But
so yeah, drinkable. It's not bad. There's a lot of potential here. I bet you if you got this bottle and aged it for just a couple of years, it probably would have been solid A to world class range, because I can definitely pick up on a lot of those good notes, but it just falls a little bit short with the lack of carbonation. And probably some of the other, like the yeasty qualities and stuff like that. I mean, 8 years is really pushing it. So it's probably faded a little bit.
yeah.
But yeah, I don't know. Decent.
Anyways,
A good experiment. I mean, how many times do you get to say you've tried an 8-year-old aged beer? I mean, it's a really fun experience.
yeah.
So thank you, BuMpY, for
You're welcome.
sharing this.
Thanks for
beer with me.
coming over tonight.
Ice in there.
This glass really doesn't make the clinky sound either, so. Says Spiegel. All right. Well, cheers. Thank you all for watching, and check out John. There'll be a link to his channel as well.
Cheers.
Cheers.